What is up guys, it's your boy Swell. I'm here, back with another Dragonflight video. So today we're talking about leveling in Dragonflight, and if you're like me, then you might like leveling characters. Personally, I have a ton of characters, and leveling in Dragonflight is so much fun, but I will be honest and say that doing the quest like 4 times, I've gotten kind of bored of the quests, and I've started to look at alternative ways to level up, and this right here is what I think could be the fastest way to level in the game right now, and you're also helping yourself by progressing towards the end of the game while you're leveling. And there's several reasons to do this, which I will cover in this video, but I also want to show you guys how it's done, where it's done, and just talk about the leveling method in general, because this right here is a very good leveling method that anyone can do, regardless of class, regardless of skill level. All you have to do is know where to go and what to do in the location, and you can level super fast. It can pretty much turn anyone into a speed leveler, because it's the fastest way to level, at least to my knowledge right now. It's so fast and so easy. So before we talk more about the leveling method, I do want to give a massive shout out and thank you to everyone who has picked up my Dragonflight Gold Guide so far. And if you haven't picked it up and you want to know more about what it is currently a 170 pages long PDF document for gold making in this expansion, and it will also keep getting updated throughout the expansion. And when you purchase the guide, you get access to a private Discord server with access to even more gold making info, as well as early access to gold making videos and exclusive videos as well. It is basically providing you access to a Discord server with even more gold making info outside of the guide. Now, I'm not going to, well, I could tell you it's the best guide in the world, but that would always be my subjective opinion, which is kind of biased because it's my guide after all, right? So what I've done is that I've gathered some feedback from people that have purchased the guide to show you guys what they think about it. So here we go. Just use this for what you want to. Just basically showing you guys what other people are saying about the guide, instead of just giving you my opinion on it. And this way you can now make an semi-informed decision on if you want to pick it up or not. But people have been very happy about it, making thousands of gold, hundreds of thousands, and even their first million, and several million golds as well. There's so many ways to make gold this expansion. It's absolutely great. It's so much fun because there's such a huge variety in how to make gold, and you can make so much gold that this expansion is probably the expansion with the most gold making potential, and that really hypes me up. Either way, that is enough of a shout out. Let's talk about the leveling method, where to go, how to do this leveling method, and everything you want to know about it. So in the background right now, you have seen pretty much how the farm works while I've been talking and chatting. So basically we're pulling elite, and we are doing this in a raid. Alternatively, if you just want to level and if you just want to level and you're playing on a high pop server, you can do this in a group as well and try to get like several groups working together, because if you're farming in a group, you get about twice as much experience, because being in a raid does reduce experience by a little bit. So I tried doing this outside of a raid also without rested experience, and I got 2.2k experience per mob, and right now I'm getting 925. So basically by being in a group instead of a raid, you get about twice as much, but it's also like way more difficult to have the amount of people if you're farming in a group contra a raid, because you can have 40 people in one raid. So what I usually do to keep it simple is to just make a raid. That way it doesn't matter if you're playing on a high pop or a low pop server, you just bring everyone to your server and they will farm with you, and it works in a raid as well. The only thing is that you personally have to tag every single mob that you want to get experience from. So you can't go AFK. That's actually a good thing, and there's like an anti-AFK mechanic here, because you personally have to tag every single mob that you want to get experience from and that you want to get loot from. So really what you want to do here is to get a raid of 40 people or up to 40 people. Just gather a raid with as many people as possible, and now when you're farming, tag as many mobs as possible, use all of your AoE abilities, and keep an eye on the ground, because every now and then there's like a dangerous AoE spell. Like right now you can see these ones. Don't stand in those, especially if you're leveling. They will one-shot you, and even if you're level 70, they deal a lot of damage, especially these blue circles on the ground. They will definitely one-shot you, so stay away from those and just keep an eye out. It is very annoying doing this leveling method, but it's so quick and it's so good overall that I think it's probably the best way to level alts right now in Dragonflight, not just in terms of efficiency, but like overall it's so easy, it's kind of fun, you're working towards end game progress while you're leveling, and you're leveling kind of fast. It kind of hits all of my marks when it comes to what I'm looking for in a leveling method. The the only thing is that when you hit max level by doing this, you won't have gathered any gear upgrades other than like green BOEs by doing the farm. You don't get any epics, no rares, no anything, so there's no gear upgrades you're getting from the farm, but you can easily get gear by either buying from the auction house very cheaply, or you can just go out, do some world quests, do some normal dungeons, heroic dungeons, or even PvP and get some item level whenever you hit max level. And also you don't get any reputation other than the Cobalt Assembly, so you don't get any renown with, for example, the Dragon Scale Expedition or the Valdrakken Accord or anything, so you're missing out on two things, gear and reputation, but you're also kind of working on gear and reputation, and let me show you why just now. So this location right here is actually a reputation farm, and if you just go to Premade Group Finder right now and you search up, for example, Cobalt, you should find some groups for rep farming, and people are farming this at level 70. But the fact is, you can start getting reputation while you're leveling. So by leveling at this location, you're hitting 2 birds with 1 stone, and most people will want to farm this reputation at some point anyway. Like, for example, if you're making gold, you want to farm this reputation for different reasons. If you have alchemy, you can get a Transmute Awakened Frost, which is a very bad transmute in itself, but it gives you 1 knowledge point, and if you're really min-maxing professions, you know the value of 1 knowledge point. And same for tailoring, you can get access to the blue silicon lining very quickly, which is also, once again, not a profitable craft by itself, but it gives you 1 knowledge point. And you also get a pattern for the Frozen Spell Thread. This one requires you to have high reputation with these guys, but this is a very easy way to skill yourself up to 80 or 85 skill in tailoring. And if you have tailoring, you know how difficult it is to get to 75 and 80 skill. So right now, for example, I have 75 skill, and almost nothing that I can craft is giving me skill ups. It's only the Aswell mantle that I can craft right now that is giving me any skill ups whatsoever. But if I search up Frozen Spell with Spell Thread, this one is still green and should give me skill points until I'm either 85 or 90 skill. So this is a super good way to skill yourself up and give yourself some skill. You can see once again, it's not profitable baseline, but if you can somehow proc tier 3s, it does become profitable, but that also requires a ton of inspiration or recipe, like actual skill. So you can get some patterns from this reputation, which is why it's valuable for gold making. And if you want to get a gear at max level, a lot of people farm this reputation just for these rings. You can get 389 item level rings, 1 ring per character, and you have 1 for tanks, you have 1 for DPS, and 1 for healers basically. So you can get some very good rings right here, and that is why people are farming it. So you're basically working on getting end game stuff, and you're also working towards reputations. If you have a reputation that gets a pattern from this faction, which is, for example, alchemy, tailoring, leatherworking, and the description. So yeah, super easy way to level up, super fast way to level up, working on some end game stuff. And the only negative parts, in my opinion, are the fact that you don't get any like worthwhile gear to get while leveling up. You're only getting the ring, but that's a huge ring. But what I'm trying to say is that you will hit max level and be very under geared, so you have to keep that in mind. And also you won't get any renown with any of the factions. So right now I'm level 66.5, and I'm still level 1 with everything. Either way, that is the video, just a quick way to level up some alts if you're bored of questing like I am. A very quick, easy way to level up alts. I guess I didn't show you the location, and I guess everyone knows about the location by now, but if you don't, it's right here at the Cobalt Assembly in the Aesir span. So go to this location where I'm standing right now, make a 40-man raid, get as many people to join as possible. Keep in mind, you have to tag as many mobs as possible, you have to tag every mob you want to get experience from and loot from as well, and that is basically the entire leveling strategy. Either way, I hope you enjoyed the video, and I do hope it helps you level up fast in Dragonflight. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you again very soon.